Hello, everyone. My name is Nario Cantu, and thank you for tuning in for the Friendly Pharmacist podcast, starting now. Hey, everyone, and welcome back to the Friendly Pharmacist podcast. I'm your host, Nario Cantu, and today we're diving into one of the most fascinating and often misunderstood topics in healthcare, how new medications come to life. We're going to take a detailed but digestible look at the drug development process, from those early research sparks in the lab all the way to medication hitting the pharmacy shelf. It's a journey that can take over a decade, cost billions of dollars, and involves thousands of people working across multiple disciplines. So buckle in. Let's discuss discovery and preclinical research. The process begins in the lab. Scientists start by identifying a biological target. This could be a protein, enzyme, receptor, or gene involved in a disease process. Once that target is identified, researchers begin screening compounds to see which ones might interact with it in a meaningful way. These early compounds are often called lead compounds. From there, medicinal chemists work to optimize these compounds, making them more effective, more selective, or less toxic. All this happens during the discovery phase, which can take several years. Next comes preclinical testing. This is where animal models and laboratory studies are used to evaluate a compound's safety profile, pharmacogenetics, how it's absorbed, distributed, metabolized, excreted, and biological activity. If a compound shows promise and a reasonable safety profile, the company files an investigational new drug application, or IND, with the FDA. Next, we look at the clinical trials, phases 1, 2, and 3. Once the IND is approved, the drug enters the clinical trial phase. This is often what people think of when they hear about drug testing, and it's broken down into 3 main phases. Phase 1 involves a small group of healthy volunteers or patients, usually 20 to 100 people. The primary goal here is to assess safety, determine dosing ranges, and identify side effects. Phase 2 expands the group to several hundred patients who have the condition the drug is meant to treat. This phase focuses more on efficacy. Does the drug actually work? And continues to monitor safety. Phase 3 involves thousands of patients, often across multiple centers and sometimes countries. This phase confirms the drug's effectiveness, monitors side effects, and compares it to commonly used treatments. These trials are often randomized and double-blind to eliminate bias. If the results are favorable, the data is compiled into a new drug application, or NDA, and submitted to the FDA, final step before product launch. Now, the FDA begins its rigorous review. A multidisciplinary team of pharmacologists, statisticians, medical officers, and others scrutinizes the data. They're looking at everything: the chemistry of the drug, the preclinical data, the clinical trial results, and the proposed labeling. If the FDA finds the benefits outweigh the risks, they approve the medication for specific uses. But it doesn't stop there. Often, post-marketing studies, called Phase 4, are required to monitor long-term safety or specific populations. Once approved, the focus shifts to scaling up manufacturing, marketing the medication, and educating healthcare providers. Manufacturing must meet strict good manufacturing practices, or GMPs, to ensure quality and consistency. Companies also prepare for market launch, which includes everything from pricing strategies to education campaigns for pharmacists and physicians. Even after approval, the journey continues. The FDA and the drug manufacturer maintain pharmacovigilance efforts to track adverse effects and long-term outcomes. Drugs can be recalled or have their labeling changed if new safety issues emerge. So there you have it, a 30,000-foot view of a process that takes years, sometimes decades, of hard work and dedication. As pharmacists, understanding this journey helps us better counsel patients, advocate for evidence-based treatments, and appreciate the science behind every pill we dispense. Thanks for joining me on this episode of the Friendly Pharmacist podcast. If you found this helpful, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with your peers. Until next time, thank you for listening.